Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to PC Gamer Girl. My name's Gray, and we are continuing with the letter today. I left off on a little bit of a cliffhanger on Monday, so we're gonna figure out what the hell was going on after that point. Let's see, but when I refuse to budge on the matter, he gives in and spills it all out. I suggest you go watch video 8 if you don't know where we're up to yet. Oh no, I don't speak French. Somebody tell me what that says. Dark blue, the darkest hours of the Black British. Oh, that's what it says. He speaks with passion of one who has gone through the very matter he is concerned with. There is conviction, knowledge, and experience in his speech. Why, I would have told him that he is an amazing speaker if only I wasn't so engrossed listening. Prejudice and discrimination in schools and in the workplace. Lesser chances for opportunity and higher chances of being treated like a criminal. He spoke of blacks and people of color in general, still being treated like second-class citizens. I think we all know what that's like right now. Not me specifically, but the plight of people in color at the moment. All because of the color of their skin. It is very freaking sad. It is all just positively riveting. And sad. I agree. It comes to a point wherein he soon loses steam. He looks abashed, realizing what he had just done.
Sorry, I just got so carried away and...
It's fine. It is really so fascinating to watch people talk about their passion after all. You should see how your eyes light up when you speak so fiercely.
Hannah's such a sweetheart. I don't know how she ended up with Luke.
You do have very beautiful eyes.
Ooh, are they gonna get something going? Ooh.
Uh-huh. Thanks, I guess.
I want to say that I understand where he's coming from, but I really don't, do I? I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I've lived a charmed life. It hasn't been perfect, but the difficulties I've been through pales in comparison to what others experience on a daily basis. I certainly don't know how I would have fared were it any different. Would I still have met Luke, and would he still have loved me if I was any lesser? I doubt it.
What was your home like? These things you talk about. It sounds like you've... Well, I don't mean to pry, I mean.
Live with my older sister and my grandparents. We had a shop selling all sorts of things below our flat. And well, I was one of the few non-white, non-British students in class. I didn't get pushed around or anything straight up. Even then, I was one of the biggest kids around, but a pencil and notebook would go missing, you know?
Oh, that I knew. Children can be so cruel at times. Of course, it may be a slightly different story when you have personal guards and the stolen item is not a pencil but an expensive heirloom.
So what about you? How you liking your new house? It's pretty impressive.
It's nice, I suppose.
You suppose? Not big enough?
What? No, oh, don't be a bully. It's just that...
I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
I was a little girl, all dolled up and treated like a fragile porcelain, with nursemaids waiting on me hand and foot. All the material possessions anyone could ever want, I could ask for on a whim, and it would be handed to me just like that. But I barely saw my parents, just goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where they were needed to next. That was terrible. I'm very sorry. I saw them more often on the telly or in the papers than I ever did in person.
I remember my old house. It was a lot like this one. Big walls and big halls, but nobody in it. Not really. It makes you think how alone you are.
A pensive mood overcomes us. And there's a moment where neither of us are sure how to go on from there. And then 20 bucks says Luke bursts in and spoils the whole thing. Things have gotten a bit too personal, yet it isn't wholly uncomfortable, like as if we've been friends before.
Well, that's normal, ain't it? You just moved here.
I guess I lose.
You'll make home out of it yet.
He certainly makes it easy to believe that. My childhood house is indeed a lot like this one. Just as large and extravagant. And just as empty. I hope he's right.
So, Monsieur le Photographe, you've covered the one and only Ermengarde mansion. What's next on the agenda?
The interview?
Boring. It's an interior design and housing magazine.
And they want to know what Miss Wright has to say about her interior design and house.
Honor Wright thinks she bought a magnificent house that she can certainly brag about. Blah, blah. Boring.
I mean, she's not wrong.
You know what they should print more of? I watched an interesting documentary the other day. Bleu Foncé, The Darkest Hours of the Black British. I recommend you watch it. Those are the things that people should know about. What do they care if I use a purple or green bowl of fruit in my kitchen?
People, right?
Oui. People are shite. What do you think? Do I look good with this angle?
Totally. I strike a pose while he's being busy, looking taken aback for a moment, probably not expecting me to just go and say a bunch of crass words. But he recovers quickly, and after snapping a few shots, he grins.
Yeah, vous êtes belle.
Oh, this is getting so weirdly uncomfortable.
You want copies of these ones?
Yes, please. So, the big boy knows French.
Oh, she just called him Big Boy, you guys! It's getting real!
You must have wooed a few ladies. Unless you're into gents.
Oh my god!
Either way, French is, after all, the language of romance.
Oh, you guys, it's about to go down with Hannah and Zach.
Oh, I don't know about quoting fancy poetry.
Oh, I'm nervous.
But I've made
Luke.
lunch for a girl before, and they did like that fancy French cuisine.
Can you cook your best?
I can cook just about anything as long as I know the recipe.
Bouillabaisse is yummy.
C'est magnifique.
It has been too long since I've had a nice and proper chat with a good friend. No, Lee is certainly not a good friend. And although we've just met, Zachary is the sort who can probably befriend anyone. He's just a comfortable person to be around. A bit too comfortable. Yeah, girl, you're getting a little too comfy. The photo shoot went by a breeze. And somewhere along the way, as we talk and laugh, I found myself getting a bit too close without realizing. You think? I mean, I don't care. More power to you. I'm just worried about your husband being a little weird. He'll give me this strange look until I back off, and he'll go back to asking questions after I agree to do his little interview. And it's just odd. Well, no. Me being friendly isn't that odd. That's how I am. Zachary is the one that's being odd. Why anyone else would absolutely welcome the extra attention I give them. He, on the other hand, looks almost flustered about it. He should be used to different personalities by now, having to deal with various people when he works. And if not, he needs to start. Perhaps nobody has shown him attention of this kind, but he's a big boy. He should be able to handle me. Girl! You need to calm down. All it is a friendly touch here, a pretty smile there, and gentle swaying of the hips as I move around. Zachary grew and grew more red every time he noticed. Am I being mean as I find enjoyment in seeing him unravel? Perhaps. This went on during the interview and beyond that. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing, right? Zachary and I are just having a playful, friendly chat while enjoying the outside view. At least that's how I see it.
I'm sorry, but I'm really getting distracted. Could you maybe stop doing that?
Stop? I'm not sure if I want to, though. Oh, y'all, this is so weird. Let's keep doing it. Oh, this is gonna get so touchy. This is who I am, and I am not going to tone myself down for somebody else. I have no obligation to do so. At any rate, he is rather cute, and it is a bit fun seeing him squirm. What's the worst that could happen? I doubt it'll be anything bad, considering how much of a gentleman he is.
Oh, stop doing what? Zach, sweetie.
Oh god, this is so weird.
Touching my arm and looking at me like that?
I pause, giving him a baffled look. This is certainly the first time a man has ever complained about me being too friendly.
I'm not doing anything wrong. Come on now, don't be like that. It's just a bit of fun.
It's so funny how life, unexpectedly imitates art right now. A bit of harmless fun.
I'm sorry. It's just really uncomfortable and And I don't think either of us want Mr. Right to see us and think there's any funny business. I'm sorry. Look, we're finished with the interview already, aren't we? Maybe it's about time I go.
Oh, you must be joking.
No, I'm not.
Oh, poor Zach.
You're certainly the odd one. Don't be such a killjoy. A little bit of flirting never hurt anyone. Other men would simply be delighted by my interest in them. Besides, you really are such a cutie.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm not them, Hannah.
You tell her, Zach. That's right.
So, yeah, I'm probably odd.
I don't understand you.
Let me put it this way. You're a pretty lady, so this must have happened to you at least once or twice. How would you feel if someone was making you uncomfortable?
Boy is about to school people.
Only for them to refuse when you ask them to stop and they make you out to be the one that's wrong?
This isn't the same as that.
Yes, it is. As I try to argue his point, he starts to pack the rest of his bags. This is preposterous. My main argument is, what sort of man complains about a beautiful woman being friendly with them? It seems logical in my head, but the moment I try to say it, it starts to fall apart.
Yes, it is. Unwanted advances don't make me feel macho or anything like that.
Ooh.
I'm not here to argue morals or ethics, Miss Wright. I think I have more than enough for the interview, if that's fine with you. I may be starting to overstay my welcome.
You go, Zach. That's right. Put her in her place, son. I feel deflated. And things were going so smoothly, too. I ended up pushing too hard just when I might have found myself a good friend. I'm not sure if I feel awful because I'm not getting what I want or because I was just compared to the pigs I so despise.
You're not even going to let me apologize.
You're not a bad person, Hannah. Just...
Because I really am sorry.
people won't always be how you want them to be. And apology accepted. But I really do need to go. A friend of mine is expecting me and it's getting late.
Will you visit again? I will be asking for copies of those photographs.
Yeah, sure. I'll make you a copy.
That would be much appreciated. I'll ask Johannes to see you out.
I feel sick to my stomach as I watch Zachary leave. It's silly to be so upset over falling out with a man who was only a few hours ago a complete stranger to me. That doesn't excuse my boorish behavior at all, and it doesn't make the ill feeling any better. Idling about, I stare off into space, unsure of how I feel. And I stay a good while, just standing there until the sun sets in the horizon. Disheartened, I proceed back into the mansion for supper. Mansion dining hall, evening. Entering the dining hall causes me so much confusion. It's dark. For a moment I thought the electric work is not up to par. But that clearly is not the case, as every other room is bright with artificial light. Finding the light switch is a monumental task considering the size and my unfamiliarity with the room. Wow, I butchered that word. To make matters worse, the darkness grants the room a different atmosphere, eerie and frightening. It takes longer than I thought to find the switch, something that will have to be rectified later on. My skin starts to prickle and there is this distinct feeling of being watched. It unsettles me and only spurs me on in my search. And when I do open the lights, there is a hiss.
I'll turn the lights down,
God.
woman!
You scared the crap out of me. And you're drinking! There at the end of the hall is my beloved husband with his face in one hand and a glass in the other. Perhaps I can let it go if it's the only glass of wine. However, I can feel myself go livid after seeing the toxic green liquid gleam mockingly at me. That's absinthe.
Luke, what? Are you drinking absinthe? You know what the doctor said. Absinthe, Luke. Are you actively trying to kill yourself? Because if you are, we can just hit you with a bloody car!
Honeybee, Buttercup, not too loud, please. Besides, it's Lelouch, not too strong. Just hair of the dog that bit me.
Hair of the dog only applies if you've been drinking the day before and you're hungover.
Helps with the hangover, dearest.
Oh, I guess he is hungover.
You drank? When?
This morning, love. Don't be mad. I just needed a few drinks, having to deal with those simpletons. And maybe I had one too much. You don't see me whinging about you leaving me to handle them on my own.
I had to attend the photo shoot and interview with Luxury Living. You know that. Let's not make this about me, Luke. This is about you and your drinking problem and...
Oh, I don't know, Hana, darling. What if my drinking problem, as you like to call it, is linked to you?
This is not good.
If we think about it that way, this discussion is about you.
Ooh.
That was pretty mean of you, leaving me alone to do all the work like that. You can't use the interview as an excuse either, honey. I was informed the moment your little interview was done. So, what was it then, What were you doing?
Oh boy. What's it gonna be? Should I tell the truth or tell a little lie? I'm gonna tell the truth. I was
talking with Zachary, the photographer for Luxury Living.
I have no reason to tell lies. It's not like I'm guilty of anything. But as Luke's expression turns, he makes me feel like I actually am to blame for something. He has a way of making me laid bare with just a look. That had really stuck me when we first met years ago.
That giant
Boy, calm yourself.
You were having a secret meeting behind my back and it was with him?
What are you implying?
I'm implying nothing. I'm just worried. You know better than to trust those media types, Buttercup. He must have been really friendly to occupy your time like that, but all he's looking for is his next big headline.
He's a photographer for an interior design magazine.
Doesn't matter. You let one little thing slip, one wrong move, and it'll blow up in the telly in the morning. He'll go to his journalist friends to gossip and make a quick quid.
His eyes were the first thing I noticed about him. They were like nature, the grass and the trees, wonderful and breathtaking. Now as I look at him, they're nothing but the same shade of green as the bloody damn drink in his hand.
He was a perfect gentleman, Luke. I can't say the same for you as of recent.
It's actually true, they are the same color.
Excuse me again? We're talking about you, Hana.
No. I am pretty sure we were talking about you and your drinking problem, Luke, right?
Ooh! Hangover forgotten during the course of this little spat, the man jumps to his feet and seethes. It looks like he is barely stopping himself from throwing the nearest thing he can find.
Oh, it is not a problem. I can stop whenever I want.
That's what they all say.
And even if it was, I think you can very well stay out of it, as it only affects my own kidneys or liver or whatever the bloody hell that shite pollutes.
Both, actually.
Whatever aftermath that occurs because of your little chit-chat with the affects the both of us, however.
Oh, I'm gonna be censoring so much in this video.
Look, Luke. Nothing will happen. You have to relax. It was just a friendly chat.
Well, now I think I'm getting jealous. Or I would be if it weren't for this damn headache.
Maybe you should drink more.
Girl.
Maybe.
Supper is spent in silence with nothing but the occasional sound of silverware. A grand feast has been served. Well, grander than usual anyway. Most likely due to Luke's complaints of stress. Ooh, I love how they have pictures of the food. I love to cook, so this is all really cool to me. A platter of native oysters for starters, and tranches of turbot with purple sprouted broccoli, lemon, capers, and the anchovy sauce for mains. I could not eat that, though. Ugh. To finish it all off, black tea and golden syrup sponge pudding with custard. I could definitely eat that. But when our appetites are appeased and the plates are cleared away, Luke stands, kisses me goodnight, and leaves me to stare at my half-empty cup. Lonely in the lull of night, I sit in a house too big and too empty, foreign and unwelcoming. Even with its warm tone and homely decor, it feels cold. There is no need for tears, however. I know I can get through this like every other obstacle I have faced before. This is a minor setback in what I hope will be a long and happy life. To remind myself that this place is for Luke and for our future children fills me with a renewed vigor. I think out of all of these characters so far, and I'm actually shocked that I'm saying this, I relate most to Hannah. Besides, it looks like someone is having a cry already. Oh no. The wailing is far away and muffled. Yet at the same time, it shakes me to my very core as I hear it. Oh, I'm kind of scared now. As if the suffering is just standing right beside me. Oh, I'm kind of trying to flinch in advance. Hearing it sends a chill down my spine and makes my skin prickle with goosebumps. Who is that? Oh no! Curiosity sinks in as I follow the sorrowful sound into the kitchen. And into the wide cellar hatch. Guys, I don't want to do it.
Hello? Is anybody down there?
I'm curious and concerned, but there's no way I'm going down into a dark and humid underground. I'm not as enthusiastic as Luke, who considers himself quite the connoisseur. I'm so nervous, I'm like holding my breath. However, I also cannot bring myself to go to bed with this racket going on. If it is one of the household help, they will surely need some talking. After all, this wouldn't be the first time I've gone and found one of the maids sobbing their eyes out over one thing or another. As professional as our staff are, they are still human. More often than not, it was either Johannes or I who'd calm them down, who'd help them figure out how to go about things. Unfortunately, I'm not in high spirits right now, so I'm not as wholly benevolent. So I will... Oh god, alright. Whew, let's take a breath. We're gonna open the hatch. I may not be going down, but there's no point in talking through closed doors. Or hatches in this case. The thing refuses to budge at first until there's a soft click and it easily swings free. I'm freaking out. As I lift up the hatch and look down into the cellar, a sense of uneasiness washes over me. Oh my god, it's hard to read out loud with this fucking crying going on. Oh man. It isn't just the sudden onset of vertigo and nausea, but also the darkness. It's suffocating. And as I look down, it feels as if it's looking back at me. Oh! I worry that something will suddenly pull me into the deep. I can hear her whispering, "Help me," calling for me. I am so uncomfortable right now. She wants me, needs me. She wants to drown me, pull me down, and suffocate me in her embrace until I sink to the bottom. A deep abyss waits, inviting yet foreboding. She's calling to me from in there, isn't she? And I do want to help, I do. But the shadows threaten to creep out, and a feeling of apprehension keeps me in place. Already it paints the room in a darker light. Oh man. I'm very, very uncomfortable right now. There's a lurching, oh my god, what is the deal? Is there like steam everywhere? There's a lurching sensation, and the feeling that follows after is hard to explain. It feels like I'm watching myself from the sidelines, a spectator to my actions or lack thereof. I allow myself to snap out of this detached feeling, to move, to do anything except stare at myself. And for a moment I see the look of fear in my own face. I'm back in my body, but the hook in my stomach is no longer the only one. There are hooks everywhere, tearing and pulling at my skin, flesh, and bones. They pull at me in every direction, and it hurts. It hurts so much, but I just can't bring myself to scream out. Oh, crap! Oh, no! Oh, no! No, no, no! Oh, God! Oh, oh, no, no, no! Oh, God. Oh, oh god. I just completely screwed that up. See, somehow I windowed the game, whatever. It takes a while with the fog that has settled in my head, and with my heavy limbs, I must have skipped something. But soon enough I managed to look around. I'm in our bedroom already, although I do not recall going here. Luke slumbers beside me, looking peaceful and angelic. It doesn't matter. I'm safe and I feel better than ever. Wow, that was very, very intense. 1 second, guys. Tomorrow, better days will come. Alright, we are gonna leave it here. That was a lot. And I freaked out so bad that I somehow managed to window the game. I don't know what happened. Alright, but we're going to leave it here. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below. Leave me a comment and say hi. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. I love it when you guys do that. And we will pick this up again probably later this week. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.